Good morning, everybody. Can I please have your attention for the Executive Mayor? Thank you very much.
Deputy.
And the Deputy Mayor. Thank you very much. You all may be seated. A warm welcome to everybody for our first council meeting. This morning it is my pleasure to welcome Pastor Edwin Joshua, and he is from the Baptist Kerk, and this morning he's going to lead us into scripture and meditation. A warm welcome to you. Over to you, Pastor.
Thank you. Just allow me to greet Executive Mayor, Executive Deputy Mayor, our Municipal Manager, the Speaker, and all executive members, councillors, in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. My name is Edwin Joshua, and as you've heard, I lead a local church in our community. And so indeed it's an honor and privilege for me just to be here and to share with you that which the Lord has laid on my heart. 1 Kings chapter 3. At Gibeon, the Lord appeared to Solomon during the night in a dream, and God said, "Ask for whatever you want me to give you." What a wonderful invitation. Ask for whatever you want me to give you. Solomon answered, "You have shown great kindness to your servant, my father David, because he was faithful to you and righteous and upright in heart. You have continued this great kindness to him and have given him a son to sit on his throne this very day. Now, Lord, my God, servant king, in place of my father David, and do not know how to carry out your servant, my people you have chosen. Great people, is to count. To give your servant, this was the King Solomon, whatever you, all he wanted, give your servant. Govern your people and to the between, for who is able in this great purpose. Powerful man. He was a rich man. He could anyone at any time. He was He had great. Listen to him. He had authority. Ask what all that this powerful, authoritative man wanted was wisdom. Of asked for anything, but he, that as he was, as influential as he was, rich as he was, it meant absolutely nothing if he couldn't apply his mind wisely. And so, this morning, to all of you, myself, let this be the prayer of our hearts. Let this be that above all, as we serve one another, as you serve each other, as you serve Mossel Bay, that this will be our desire and our sincere request and our sincere prayer. Lord, if we succeed, we will be able to do so with godly wisdom. If we are going to be able to input positively into people's lives, we are only going to be able to do so if we are able to discern with godly wisdom. You see, we can put up a face. We are beautifully dressed here this morning. But behind it all is the real me that nobody actually knows. Behind the mask and behind all of the external things that we wear to make ourselves presentable, inwardly, we need to be presentable, first of all, to God. And ask for His guidance and His wisdom. And so, at this council, and in Mossel Bay, and as an executive, may that be our first and foremost desire. I think we may know the quote, but someone once said, may the power of my example far exceed the authority of my rank. I'm going to repeat that. May the power of my example as counselor, as executive, as leader in the community, just as a husband or wife, just as a father or mother, but may the power of my example exceed, far exceed, the authority of my rank. In other words, knowledge is great. To be clever is a good thing. But if I cannot apply all that I've learned and all the knowledge that I've accumulated, as Solomon, over years, if I cannot apply that wisely and with discernment, then I'll either mess it up or I'll destruct whatever has been established. And so may God help us. And may God help this executive as you govern our town, as you govern Mossel Bay, that you will do so knowing that I have nothing to bring except that which God entrusts to me. So that is my prayer, and that is my encouragement this morning, that as we lead by example, that we will always seek godly wisdom, godly guidance, godly discernment, and that in that, all other agendas, all other personal aspirations will be lost. And the focus and the message that will be sent forth and go forth will be one of oneness, will be one of unity, will be one of concern and care, not based upon who I am or I aspire to be, but based on the biblical principle that Solomon knew was so important. Grant us, as we debate, as we deliberate, as we decide on behalf of others, grant us godly wisdom and discernment. The Lord bless you. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you this morning for this wonderful opportunity that we have to be able just to sit around your word. Thank you for this executive. Father, thank you for each one present. And thank you, Father, that time is being made to just, before business is discussed, time is made just to be quiet and to hear from the word of God. And so I want to pray your rich blessing upon each one here today. Father, I want to pray that as this meeting continues, Father, as every counselor here, every executive member, as they go into this meeting and as they discuss issues, as they discuss, Father, that which is on the table, as per the agenda that is set before them, that in their minds and in their hearts, they will know that there is an agenda, and it should be so, but that you will grant absolute wisdom, that you will grant insight. And as they discuss and deliberate, and Father, yes, there may be differences of opinion, but that is what it will be, that there will be this mutual respect. And Father, that out of this meeting today will come more than just positiveness. Out of this meeting, that they would have gained godly wisdom and insight. And so I want to pray for your guidance and your leading. And I want to pray, Father, that your rich blessing, Father, which maketh rich, will be their portion. And Father, that as they sit here, each one of them, that they will experience your presence, your nearness, your closeness, and that as you listen to them, that they will hear from you. And so I want to pray. Thank you for each one. Thank you, Father, for this opportunity that I just had to be able to share. And so, Father, as I leave here, and as everybody leaves here later, that we will never forget to continue to pray for Mossel Bay. Continue to pray for our councillors. Continue to pray for our executive members. Because, Father, that is what you desire of us. I give you glory, praise, and honor. And I thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you very much, Pastor Joshua, for your encouraging words this morning and also for a wonderful prayer. I would like to invite you, if your schedule allows it, to join us in the gallery, but I also understand that people such as yourself has got a hectic schedule because you also serve the community, and you're more than welcome to excuse yourself, and also blessings upon your work. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I will excuse myself.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We then have the Deputy Mayor who has taken his seat. Executive Mayor, Alderman Kotze, Deputy Mayor, Alderman Bayman, all members of council, the municipal managers, all our directors present, the support staff. We have our sign language interpreter as well as our language interpreter this morning. The members who are joining us virtually, a warm welcome to this council meeting. Our attendance register is circulating. I have received apologies for Councillor Baron and Councillor Liebenberg. Their chairs this morning is empty. I don't know if there's any other apologies. Amen. No, she's back, yes.
Okay. Speaker, our Director of Technical Services, Mr. Naidu, is on leave, but we've got Mr. Chanchana sitting in his place. And then also our Acting Director for Community Safety will be a bit late. He's just busy with other commitments. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Municipal Manager. We then note the apologies and record it as such. Councillors, we are then at number 4 on our agenda, the disclosure of interest in terms of Schedule 7, the Code of Conduct for Councillors in terms of the Local Government Municipal Structures Act of 2000. Is there any councillor who wishes to disclose any interest on the agenda? None, thank you very much. We then move. Roman 5, disclosure of benefits in terms of Schedule 2, the Code of Conduct for Officials of the Local Government Municipal Act 1000.
Thank you, Speaker. Yes, I just want to make known, Speaker, that there's an item in committee whereby I will excuse myself from council. Thank you.
Thank you. With the Municipal Manager. Councillors, apology in advance. I do have a sinus problem this morning, but I will navigate my way through this meeting. Roman, the agenda. And signing of this council minutes of the open council held on Thursday, 27 November 2025, folio number 32818 to 3. Can I please propose?
Speaker, I do propose the minute.
Thank you very much. Conda.
Yes, Madam Speaker. Councillor van Dijk.
Councillor van Dijk, any corrections? None, thank you very much. We then move. We have a special day, the 30th of January 2026, with folio numbers 36008 to 52. Can I please ask for?
Yes, Madam Councillor van Dijk will propose.
Thank you very much, Councillor van Dijk. I have a seconder.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do second the minute.
Thank you. Dalamain. None, we then move. The minutes of the special council meeting held on 6 of February 2026, folio numbers 528 to 76. Can I have a proposal, please?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do propose a minute.
Thank you very much, Alderman Dalamain. Can I have a seconder?
Councillor van Dijk will second, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor van Dijk. Any corrections? There are none. We then move Roman 7 on the agenda. Cognizance of the Executive's Mayor and Deputy Executive Mayor resolutions in terms of delegated authority as provided for in Section 591A of the Act on Local Government, the Municipal Systems Act of 2000. Before Council is the following items. Item PE1 to PE21. Item FC1 to FC10, item G1 to G6, item CS1 to CS10, item T1 to T7, item CG1 to CG5, and then UB83 to UB12, and then item E11. Can I please ask for a proposer?
Madam Speaker, Councillor van Dijk will propose.
Thank you very much, Councillor van Dijk. Can I have a seconder, please?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do second all those items. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alderman Delamain. Is there any corrections? None. We then move. Roman 8 on the agenda. Cognizance of the municipal manager's resolutions in terms of delegated authority as per Council Resolution E215/8/2004 as provided for in Section 591A of the Act on Local Government Municipal Systems Act of 2000. Items before Council, GM 66 to GM 9. Can I please have a proposer?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do propose.
Thank you very much, Alderman. Can I have a seconder?
Seconder would be Councillor van Dijk. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor van Dijk. Is there any corrections? None. We now hand over to the Executive for his communication to Council this morning. Mayor.
Good morning, Speaker, and morning, colleagues. It was also my privilege to evening attend of the province, so it's also then a privilege this morning to talk about Mossel and where we're standing. The first meeting of the year is on the question, what is the state of Mossel? Only 2 months, 26 has already endured significant challenges, and in doing so has created remarkable resilience. So in difficulty, Mossel Bay does the community steps forward. In January, it was struck by a devastating fire that resulted in property loss and widespread. Yet almost business, community safety structures, faith-based organizations, conservation group members mobilized to response according to the strength of Mossel Bay and partnership. So through the coordination joint operation center, emergency services, 3 spheres of government, the partners, relief efforts were and effective. Government holiday was extended to those directly affected in the previous meeting. While recovery continues, Mossel Bay has once again proven that adversity strengthens unity. And Speaker, tonight there was already a thank you function for everybody involved, all the state officials, and tonight we will also have a function to thank all the private sector individuals, everybody outside of government. So thank you to everybody involved, and even those that cannot be there tonight. Then barely emerging from the fire response, the municipality confronted looming water restrictions under the leadership of the Portfolio Chairperson for Infrastructure Services, Alderman Anton Delamain, Director Dick Naidu and their teams. Decisive water management strategies were implemented. Long-term infrastructure planning has ensured that Mossel Bay remains resilient in the face of drought pressures. And I can just mention also, Speaker, that the Provincial Oversight Committee of Infrastructure visited us during this week, and yeah, they were very impressed with the infrastructure at the desalination plant that's fully upkept. And there were some questions. Obviously, and my message to them is that Mossel Bay is a distributor of water. We're not a water provider. For that, we've got national government and the Department of Water Affairs, and it is worrying that very few dams have been built over the past 30 or 32 years. So the desalination plant is like a backup. It's like a backup generator at the hospital. And yes, it is more expensive to run desalination plants. And the water we know from that desalination plant is basically double the water compared to potable dam water, or water from nature. So I see that the cost of the plant is around about 2% of the total
budget of water, as the CFO indicated to the portfolio committee. There were some questions regarding the cost of maintaining the plant. But as in a hospital, your backup generator is not the main source of water, and it never should be. This is what the name means. It's a backup. And we are privileged that we've got that backup. We've got a 15 megaliter desalination plant, of which 10 megaliter is to the use of the residents of Mossel, 5 megaliter for Petro SA, and then we've also got a 5 megaliter grey water plant and various other boreholes as well. At this stage, obviously, we've received some rain, so we're not out of the woods yet, and there is still restrictions. We still ask the community to work sparingly with water. But at this stage, we're doing everything that we can, and our backups are in place for whenever our dam levels go under 30%. Then, in terms of the foot and mouth disease, Mossel Bay, alongside towns across the Western Cape and South Africa, is confronted by the foot and mouth disease outbreak, declared a national disaster by President Cyril Ramaphosa. While primary responsibilities lies with the district municipality and national government, also provincial government, the mayoral committee and municipal leadership have actively engaged across spheres to ensure local interests are protected. So over the past 2 weeks, in fact, we've heard of the first possible outbreak on the Sunday morning, and that evening we had Western Cape Agri Minister Ivan Meyer in town, and me and Councillor Anton and Councillor Leon van Dijk, Councillor Stefan Botha and the Municipal Manager Colin Perrin visited the first roadblock with Minister Meyer that evening. And yeah, it was raining, so we were not complaining. We were very thankful for getting wet, because obviously we are also a drought-stricken area at this stage. So at this stage, actions include weekly stakeholder coordination meetings, ongoing engagements with Provincial Minister, including Anton Bradell, Dr. Ivan Meyer and the Premier. With all of them, I had various conversations already, various communications going back and forth, trying to address challenges. And at this stage, the first hotspot of 10 kilometers around that hotspot's everything's been vaccinated, Chairperson. With the second hotspot, they're also busy. Then I can also mention that Sonskynvallei, Brandwag, Powertown, Kwanongaba, all free roaming animals and informal farmers, their animals all also been vaccinated. And then the acceleration of support planning and emerging and of informal farmers. So we accelerate the support for them, and at this stage I think basically it's still Grootbrak and in Freemersheim, Freemersheim and Herbertsdale. For those areas we're still hopeful that we will get vaccinations for the informal farmers for that area soon. And then we're also very thankful for Dr. Willem Burger, one of the wildlife veterinarians in our area, which also collaborate with us. I also had a podcast with him where he also confirmed that foot and mouth disease does not pose a risk to human health. But please listen for more detail. That's now in very short. For more detail, please listen to the podcasts on the mayoral Facebook page. To provide immediate assistance, Speaker, I'm also very proud to announce that from the mayoral fund, 60,000 rand will be allocated towards supporting local farmers. At this stage, we know that, yeah, it's a national disaster, but at this stage, there's no funding from nowhere forthcoming for the farmers for sanitation and lime and so forth to try and curb the spread of the disease. We know that this disease is very serious. It spread very quickly. And we know that it also will have a detrimental effect on our farming communities, on the supply of meat and milk, but also on lives, on people who's working on that farms. So it is a matter of grave concern, and for that reason, Speaker, it is a privilege that I think that we can, from the mayoral fund, it's not money from ratepayers out of their pockets, it's money that's been fundraised by this council, by myself and my team and council. So, and Willie is already also then busy. We've received all the information, relevant information of the different formalized farming communities, and that money will then be distributed to them. Then the Joint Operations Center has become the nerve center of Mossel Bay disaster coordination, and since its establishment, it has strengthened integration between fire and rescue, South African Police Services, traffic and law enforcement, EMS, chaplaincy services, neighborhood watches, farm watches, provincial and national stakeholders, and also various other groups. Rhino Action Campaign is also where Dr. Berger is also involved. They also house, and I know Ombudsman District and so forth, there's office space for all the different, almost everybody you can think of that can play a role. So the January fires demonstrated the effectiveness of this structure. The Senior Manager, Fire Rescue and Disaster Management, Mr. Joy Johnston, Chair of the Provincial Fire Chiefs of the Western Cape, has been certified as a Category B authorized person under the Fire Brigade Services Act, and one of only 3 chief fire officers in the province to receive this designation from Minister Anton Bredell. So I want to thank him and also the District Commander for the great work that they have done. And then I must also thank Councillor Leon van Dijk, who's been for that during the whole few days that the fire rage been in the jock, involved, informing all councillors what's going on. Thank you very much also for that. Then, Chairperson, I can also mention that the Oversight Standing Committee also visited the Joint Operation Command Center during this week, and yesterday evening with the SOPA, many of the members gave their feedback, and they are very, very impressed with what they see here in Mossel Bay. And also during the week we had, as a mayoral fundraiser, we had MP Ian Cameron in Mossel Bay, who's also in Parliament, the chairperson of the Oversight Committee over SAPS. And he also visited the centre after the breakfast, and he was just as impressed, and he mentioned that that centre is really a good example, and it's giving hope in South Africa. So yeah, we're very proud of the work that's been done there. Thank you very much then, Councillor Leon, and the chiefs and everybody involved. Then Mossel Bay also continues proactive long-term infrastructure planning. That's a question we receive quite a lot, Speaker. So in 2025, a solar PV plant was launched at the Hartenbos wastewater treatment works to ensure sewerage continued during load shedding. So it's a solar plant with battery backup. And we're also busy with the additional solar plant in Grootbrak that will take that sewerage works, including the waterworks at Kleinbrak River, to take both that plants also off the grid so that they can cope with stage 6 load shedding. Obviously, there's also enormous saving on running that plant in terms of us buying energy from Eskom, or less energy. And the financial manager also did indicate that for this financial year, the estimated saving from that plant will be roughly around about 30 million rand. So in terms of the economy and job growth, the Premier last night extensively spoke about job creation in the Western Cape, something that we're very proud of. And he also mentioned at this stage we are that's doing the best, but we're still at an unemployment rate of 18% in this province. It is the lowest in South Africa. But as he said, nowhere in the world anybody can brag about having 18% unemployment. And last night his challenge was for his administration and cabinet and whole provincial parliament that the aim should be 10%. And I can just mention, I think almost 90% of all the jobs created in the past quarter was also created in the Western Cape. So thank you for everybody, including our administration and the Premier and his team, for focusing hard on growing the economy. In Mossel Bay, obviously also that's one of our main focuses. If people have jobs, like the Premier said, it even stops a bullet, because people do fight less if they've got food on the table, and that brings dignity to your community. So we've got a focus on tourism last year and growing our economy. In February last year, the #1 most visited summer destination, and obviously we're also working hard getting internet to our speaker, and for that also very proud. I think last one is coming to this time is 20. Obviously the challenge is to grow 30 next year. Then we're also very proud of the momentum we've got in terms of construction industry, because we know that the construction and building sector gives work to people, or the labor. So at this stage, we've over the past college been established a garden route walk that will open their doors next. The development residential construction and developments that is in Mossel. So we go for economy at the balancing growth, environmental sustainability. The Director Nell and her team, thank you very much. In terms so far, 14 cities. We've established a conservancy non-profit company where we collaborate. Also during the December, we had Minister Okamp in Mossel Bay, and at this stage, various initiatives in collaboration with our conservancy non-profit to see how we can work together while we also grow Mossel Bay. And then obviously we're also very proud of the Pinnacle Point Cave the past year that's been announced a World Heritage Site, which is a milestone for conservation research and global recognition. The governance, communication and transparency, Chairperson, I think, or Speaker, I think for any well-run organization, our accountability to residents, stakeholders remains paramount. So we've established and we've strengthened various structures in this organization, in the municipality, to enhance communications, and yeah, to Cornell Carstens on the municipal side, and from my office side to Aidan Parrott, my team. Thank you very much for the work that's going on. We've got a small team on both sides, but on both sides we're really trying to communicate as effectively as possible to showcase what this organization is busy with and what we do in terms of service delivery progress. And yeah, so we're really trying to engage on all different platforms through all kinds of different media, and trying to keep our ratepayers informed of what we're doing with their well-earned money. Then Speaker, just also in terms of sport excellence and community development, and also part of growing the economy, we are very proud of various international events that's been hosted in Mossel Bay, amongst others the Ironman 70.3 last year, and as part of this agenda we will once again see, as last year or the year before, the return on investment for that event is 54 million rand back into our economy. And then also the UIPM Biathlon Triathlon World Championships that took place during the December holidays, and we're very proud of the fact that our town has been basically full. Moss Jazz that's been in Mossel Bay, the Ironman just before that, the Matric Bay and various others, the UIPM Biathlon Triathlon World Championship. It was really one event after the others. Wonderful to have these people in our town. And then just in terms of sport and recreation, we're also very proud of the work that this municipality is doing in terms of our sport festival each and every year that Director Nell and our internal team arrange ourselves. And I think it might be one of the largest diversified sporting festivals in the country. I just guess so, but it is really impressive, and it's every year it's very nice to have all this activities going on in our town. And obviously we all know, and I think we can all agree, the enormous positive effect that sport, the discipline that goes with it, the cohesion that goes with it, camaraderie and so forth, how that is healthy for communities. So we're really thankful for the work that's been done in that department as well. Then Mossel Bay has recently faced a sequence of shocks events compared to Day Zero crisis in Cape Town, the 2017 fires in Knysna, the global COVID-19 pandemic. So a shock event is a sudden disruption to normal life. Communities either freeze or prepare. Mossel Bay has chosen preparation. The prepared visits, the repeated visits by Premier Ellen Winnie to the Joint Operations Centre underscores the municipality's reputation for coordinated disaster management, excellence, preparedness, discipline, and partnership have positioned Mossel Bay not merely to survive disruption, but to also grow through that. Local government functions best when ordinary residents participate in extraordinary service. Mossel Bay's leadership, diverse professional backgrounds, business, journalism, law enforcement, and other sectors, united by a commitment to public service. The initiative remains open to residents. The invitation, remains open. Get involved, serve your community, strengthen local government. In conclusion, Speaker, Mossel Bay's greatest achievement in 2020 to foot and mouth disease. Thank you. Mossel Bay has proven that it is prepared, community-minded, and resilient. And that is why Mossel Bay remains iconic. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Executive Mayor, for a comprehensive report to Council and to the community. I also wish to thank the administration for their role and also Mayor for your political leadership. Thank you very much for what you are doing for our town. Colleagues, we then move to the communications of the Speaker. This morning we have one award that I will present to, to be a Sekalan. I am going to ask the Executive Mayor, the the CFO, and then the Portfolio Chairperson of Finance, Alderman Mark Furness, to come to the front. On the 2nd of October 2025, the Honourable Minister of Kokta, Mr. Slabisa, has presented a Certificate of Achievement at the local government in Daba. This certificate is proudly presented to Mossel Bay Municipality in recognition of its outstanding achievement in attaining a clean audit outcome for the year 2023 and 2025. Secondly, a certificate is proudly presented to Mossel Bay Municipality in recognition of its outstanding achievement in adopting a funded budget for 10 consecutive years. Your commitment to sound financial management, transparency, and good governance sets a benchmark for excellence in public services, and it inspires confidence in local government. Councillors, I want you to please put your hands together. I think this is a very outstanding achievement, and well done to our officials in the Finance Department. CFO, please convey the message also to them. We thank them for the work that they do. Sometimes it's late at night and over weekends, but we are very, very, very proud of what they have done and for this achievement. Hi, jy moet stilstaan en klaar voor toegevat. Alright, as julle reg. Baie, baie dankie. Geluk raadslid Furness, geluk CFO. Yeah, indeed, we are very much proud. It links to what the Mayor have shared this morning to Council in terms of good governance, the record that this municipality also have. So thank you very much, and please, CFO, don't forget to convey the message to your staff. They are doing excellent work, and we are very much proud of each one of them. Councillors, then this morning, in terms of our congratulations, we have had Councillor De Bula, who celebrated his birthday on the 7th of February. Councillor, well wishes to you. May the Lord bless you. Yeah, and please don't forget to bring us cake at the next meeting. Councillor Kannemeyer, who celebrated her birthday on the 13th of February, well wishes to you. Councillor Kannemeyer, may the Lord also bless you. And also, ons het niks koek gekry nie, so ons wag nou vir die volgende raadsvergadering. And then councillors, Councillor Mvumvu celebrated his birthday. Wat de datum was dit, want die staan nou weer 28ste. Moet jy nog verjaar? Het jy nie al reeds verjaar nie? Dit was aan op social media.
Yeah, thank you very much, Speaker. No, it was the date of the 28th. It was a date that was never corrected by my parents, but the actual date is the 22nd.
Councillor Mbumbu, warm wishes to yourself for celebrating your birthday on the 22nd of February. We wish you also well. God blessings, and please don't forget to bring us cake at the next meeting. Thank you very much, councillors. Then also sadly this morning we have a long list of residents who have sadly passed on, and I would like to ask you to join me for a moment of silence. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You all may be seated. Then just lastly for myself, as we nearing the end of this term, councillors, I would like to again remind you of the code of conduct for councillors. Please kindly read it, just refresh yourself. I know we are in a time, normally we call this the silly season, but I am very much proud to say this, that we have always, as councillors, whether it's the mayor, me, the MM, have respected each other, and I think we can be very much proud of that. I really don't want for this year to be caught up, you know, in things that is unnecessary. So I would just like you to please continue working together in a respectable way, and I wish you also well for the rest of the term. Thank you very much, colleagues. We then at Roman 10 of our agenda, which is written questions received. I would like to ask if the municipal manager or the mayor have received any questions.
Nothing, Speaker.
None from the MM?
None, Speaker.
None from the mayor. Thank you very much, councillors. We are then going to proceed to the business of the day, which is our agenda for the open council meeting. I see the lights of Councillor Botha and then Councillor Kwaza. You may proceed, Councillor Botha.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. At the end of the ordinary agenda, we would like to bring a motion of exigency in terms of Rule 57.
Thank you very much, Councillor Botha. Councillor Kwaza.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We also would like to bring the motion of exigency in the Rule 57.
Thank you very much, councillors. Then in terms of Rule 57, I rule that at the end of the open council agenda, before we go into committees, that you will have a chance to present both your motions of exigency. We then move to the first item on the agenda. On page 77, item E12. Long-term borrowing process, we have the recommendations before council listed from 1 to 2. Can I please ask for a proposer?
Good morning, Madam Speaker. Yes, I'd like to propose.
Thank you very much, Alderman Furness. Can I have a seconder?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will second.
Thank you very much, Councillor Wellman. Opening up for questions of clarity from council members. I see the light of Councillor Buddha. Councillor Buddha, you may proceed.
The Speaker, Speaker, I see the item. Speaker, I'm just worried about the poorest of the poor. I was looking through the report and other reports, looking for the grants, looking for the treasure, nationally, provincial treasure, listening, what to call it, a treasure, yesterday, the national treasure when it spoke about the budget. Speaker, please, anything is happening in this country, let us not forget the poorest of the poor, because they are vulnerable, and they look for this municipality to be helped. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Councillor Buddha. I think that's a request, a fair request from yourself. Just yesterday, councillors had the opportunity to sit in on a session presented by Yanni and Ruan. It was actually a very, very good session to the councillors who were present in that meeting. They explained it to us. They also guided councillors. And I think one of the things that came from that meeting was the fact that we really should enhance our public participation when we do indigent drives. And there was an excellent proposal made by Councillor Leroux, which I seconded. And we are definitely looking into mechanisms to see that we go out in all 15 wards, Councillor Buddha, so that we can definitely assist our vulnerable communities. Thank you very much. I take that just as a comment and not a question. Councillor Kwaza.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We as an ANC, Madam Speaker, we not support this borrowing of money because it does not serve the purpose of or to address the previous injustice of the past or support the poor of the poorest. And also, Madam Speaker, it brings to our community a burden because of the tariffs that is going to be high. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Kwaza. You've indicated the position of the ANC, which is against. Can I have a seconder for that proposal by the ANC?
I second it, ma'am.
All right. Thank you very much, Councillor Machisini. Is there any other questions of clarity? Okay, we then have the ANC. All right, Councillor Porter, thank you very much.
Good morning, Speaker and
Morning.
everyone. Thank you, Speaker. The Patriotic Alliance will abstain from this item. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The Patriotic Alliance is abstaining from this item. Thank you very much for putting that on record. Councillor Porter, you may proceed.
No, thank you, Madam Speaker. In reply to a previous speaker who said that these loans do not benefit the poorest of the poor, if we look on page 79 and see where the upgrades are taking place to our key infrastructure, just to name an example, the Raiderbos wastewater treatment works. These are clearly people who have been disadvantaged previously as well as by the current government, and we are rolling services out to them, and therefore I feel these loans are extremely justified and wish just to reaffirm my support for them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Porter. Before I rule on the item, can I ask if the councillor from the ICDP and ICOSA perhaps would like to go on record with their positions? Councillor Blau.
Good morning, Madam Speaker. As a chairperson of IMPEC, I do understand why the money needs to be loaned. I do understand where the money is going. So as an IMPEC chairperson, I will support this.
Thank you very much, Councillor Blau. Councillor Kivet.
Good morning, Speaker. The same here for the ACTP. We support this going to the poor of us poor so they can benefit also from the wealth of Mossel. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Kivet. Oh, yes, thank you very much. I have that on record. Councillor Kontu, you may proceed.
Madam Speaker, as my councillor, we already taken a positions. I just want to respond what was said by what they call the chief whip
You may.
of
Thank
the
you very
council.
much.
We always believe that the planning is the best. We have grants, we have money that we are making as this council. So we believe if we've been having plans in order to cater whatever we're supposed to cater, it will be helping us by always focusing on loan and use loan to sort your problems of our problems in this municipality is also putting our people on this other side, because if you go outside, people, they are crying because the power, when they buy power, they are not affording. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Councillor Mkontu. We have a proposer. Councillor Furness proposed the item for approval and Councillor Wellman seconded. We have the positions of the ANC, which is against. The Patriotic Alliance is abstaining, and with a majority vote, the item does carry. Thank you very much. Meneer Prince, moet ek 'n vote doen? Okay, good. Thank you very much. I'm just going to go back to the item. I have been advised, because this has got a financial implication, I must do a vote. All those in favor for the proposal by Alderman Furness, seconded by Councillor Wellman, can you put up your hands, please? 20. Thank you very much, councillors. The councillors who are abstaining, can I also see your hands? Thank you very much. The councillors who is against the item, can I please see your hands? 5. Thank you very much. The vote outcome is 20 in favor. We have 2 abstaining and 5 that is against. It's recorded as such. Thank you very much. We then move to the next item. Item E13, the disposal of capital assets. We have the recommendations before us. Can I please ask for a proposal?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'll propose.
Thank you, Alderman Furness. Can I have a seconder, please?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will second.
Thank you very much, Councillor Wellman. Is there any questions of clarity from any council members? No, it carries. Thank you. We move to the next item. Item E14 on page 7, our quarterly report of expenditure section for the year to date ending the 31st of December 2025. We have our recommendation before council that it be noted. Can I please ask for a proposal?
Good morning, Speaker. I would like to propose.
Thank you very much, Councillor Annie. Can I have a seconder?
Second, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Donovan. Opening up for any questions of clarity from any council member. None. We then move to the next item. The item that carries. Item E15. The monthly report with regard to supply chain management for the period October 2025 to December 2025. We have our recommendation before council for the report to be noted. Can I please ask for a proposer? Kan ek voorsteller kry vir die item asseblief?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will propose.
Thank you very much, Councillor Wellman. Can I have a seconder?
Madam Speaker, I will second.
Thank you very much, Councillor Botha. Is there any questions from the report? Thank you, Councillor Gwaza. You may proceed.
Madam Speaker,
All right. You may proceed. I have my earphones on.
Okay, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, bengicela ubuzo kokuba yintoni eyenziwa ngumasipala ukuncedisana nabantu abatsha abazi SMEs kuba banazo zonke i-document ekudingeka ukuba babe nazo ukuze bafumane imisebenzi.
Thank you very much, Councillor Gwaza. You're asking in terms of the municipality's support to SMMEs. We do have a LED department. I am going to ask Director Venter. Would you like to respond? Councillor Gwaza, if I can have the light for Director Venter. Thank you very much, Director Venter. You may proceed.
Speaker, yes, thank you. The support that the municipality provides through the Economic Development Department and then the Local Economic Development Unit is well reflected in the report that is submitted to the committees, which is monthly presented to the committees of council. So those are the activities that we are involved in. However, should there be maybe more targeted approaches, maybe ideas from councillors, we are more than happy to listen it out and to hear what it is and see if we can also add that to the list of support as we share the concern. It's definitely a need. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Director Venter. We have seen the successes from the LED department with SMMEs previously. Getting equipment, they facilitate the process for them to get funding through national government or province, and we have seen very successful interventions also for them to get support with business cards and name boards at the various SMMEs. I am fully aware that they also on a regular basis visit the current SMMEs both at the beehives and the ones here at the Dalmeida area as well as the other site in Kwa. But Councillor Gwaza, perhaps if you have any support or intervention that you need from yourself, you can just contact Director Venter and set up an appointment for his office. That suffice? All right, thank you very much. If there's no any other questions, we move to the next item. Item E16, Supply Chain Management Monthly Report for deviations approved for the period of October 2025 and December 2025. This report is to note, it has also served before the committees. Can I please have a proposer?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will propose.
Thank you very much, Councillor Wellman. Can I have a seconder?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'll second.
Thank you very much. I am looking at Councillor Gwaza for any questions. Councillor Buddha, you may proceed.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, just a clarity. When I looked at deviation here, this item is 1.4 million for the SPCA. So I was thinking that one day I saw that the SPCA, he took this council to the court because of the tortoise. They were just, don't know what they are doing. Now, are we donating money to those people that take us to the court? It's just a clarity.
Thank you very much, Councillor Buddha. His question is around the SPCA, clarity in terms of the support that we give, and Councillor want to know the fact that they have taken us to court. Thank you very much, MM.
Yeah, Speaker, now I think just to answer Councillor Buddha, it's two different issues. The issue about taking to court is one issue. The issue about us paying them is a different. They actually rendering the service of the impoundment function on behalf of council. So we don't want to, we can't mix the two items.
I think Councillor Buddha is referring to the Harry Giddy park. Yes, that's two different scenarios. Like the MM has said, just for clarity, they still need to render the services on behalf of the municipality. Yeah. Yes, Councillor Buddha, I think, yeah, the MMS answered you correctly. Is there any other questions on the deviation report? If there's none, we move to the next item, item E17, the quarterly report for supply chain management at the end of the 31st of December 2025. This report is for noting purposes and it has served before the committees. Can I please ask for a proposal?
I propose, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Claassen. Can I have a seconder, please?
Thank you, Speaker, you do.
Thank you very much. Is there any questions from this report? None agreed to. We then move to the next item, item E18, the sale of items on annual auction for the 2025 and 2026 financial year. We have the list of recommendations before Council from 1 to 9. Can I please ask for a proposer?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'll propose.
Thank you very much, Councillor Furness. Can I have a seconder, please?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will second.
Thank you very much, Councillor Annie Jansen van Rensburg. Is there any questions of clarity? I see the light of Councillor Machesini. You may proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We need as ANC a clarity here. I want to speak in Xhosa.
Okay, not a problem at all. Putting on my headphones. Thank you very
Madam
much.
Speaker, ngoku niyavuma ukuba ukuthengiswa kwezinto phaa esidlangalaleni kunengxaki. Isizathu isizathu sitsho njalo siyi-ANC kuba nikwazi ngoku ukuqasha i-professional ezawenza la msebenzi enizayibhatala i-17,000. Ingabe niyavuma uba iyingxaki le nto yokuthengiswa kwezinto phaa? Enkosi.
Thank you very much, Councillor Machesini. I don't know, will you or the CFO respond, please?
Speaker, thank you. Just to give clarity to the council, the auctions happen annually. You will remember that we bring a council to item to say these are the items that we intend to take to the auction. Then the auction occurs after we follow the supply chain process. We appoint somebody, an auctioneer, through the supply chain process, and the person must be paid a fee for the services, Speaker. Now, in this case, as a councillor mentioned, 17,000 is a very, very small amount to pay an auctioneer for an auction such as this. It's a huge auction. There's a lot of items on it, so there's nothing irregular about it, Speaker. You will also comprehend, Speaker, that council is not involved in supply chain. That's an administrative process which we do. So the 17,000 is regular. There's nothing wrong with it. We must pay the people for the services rendered. Thank you, Speaker. I hope it answers the council's question.
Thank you very much, Do you have a follow-up, Councillor
Yes, I have a
Machesini?
follow-up
Very
question.
quickly.
Njengoba ANC sasiloko sekhala sithi la nansi la auction enziwa pha anikwazi ukuyilawula, and then indlela eniyilawula ngayo nabani na angaba nalo ilungelo lokuya pha afika athenge, nathi nina ninayo indlela yokuyilawula. Ilento ke ngoku nikwazile uqasha umuntu. Ukuqasha umuntu siyazi mele babhatalwe umuntu kayiqashiwe ukuba makenze umsebenzi.
Speaker, I don't know if the CFO wants to respond, but I don't understand what the council is saying. An auction is open for anyone who wants to go. You cannot say,
whole
hey,
public.
Jan and Piet can come, but Koos can't come. Any person. That's why it's advertised in the newspaper that it will be a certain date. Anyone can come. We can't limit the people who want to come to buy from this auction, Councillor Buddha. So I really don't understand what the council is saying. Maybe he must have an offline with us to explain what he wants to say, and we can take it from there, Speaker. Okay.
Thank you very much. I think you have given clarity around it. Indeed, this is open to the public, so the whole the whole public can come. Was daar al ooit raadslede betrokken?
Speaker, ek kan nie sê nie, want ek het er nog nooit bygewoon.
O, okay.
Persoon, ja, ek is glad nie daar betrokke nie. Die amptenarij doen het in samenwerking met die afslaers.
Okay, goed. Baie dankie. Is daar enige ander vrae? Yes, Councillor De Bula.
Speaker Mossel, the Mamelo MM is by now sitio speaking to Bana. It public. So which means the councillors is nelungelo lokuya pala option.
Kan raadslede deelneem aan die public auction.
Nee, dat kan nie besigheid doen.
Councillor De Bula, no, councillors are not allowed, but please let the MM confirm if I am correct.
Speakers, councillors are not allowed to do business with council. I think the CFO must come in and give his view as well. I understand what Councillor Machisin is talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, Madam Speaker, councillors and officials can't participate in the auction.
Thank you very much. That concludes the item. We have the clarity. We move to the next item. Item E19, the free use of Extension 23 Sports Ground by Kwanangaba Community Police Forum. We have the recommendations from 1 to 3. Can I please ask for a proposer?
Yes, Madam Speaker, please.
Thank you very much, Councillor Leroux. Is there a seconder? Councillor Buddha?
Second.
Thank you very much. Is there any objections to this item?
No, Speaker, no objection. Just I want to make here for our people in the Mossel Bay, not only Ward 1, it's a greater Mossel Bay, because it is long time is waiting for this process. Now, I see even the players outside the teams. Dr. Mayor, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The item is unanimously supported. We are on item E20, the Memorandum of Understanding by Municipality and Mossel by Municipality, the distribution point for UNISA students. We have the recommendations before Council from 1 to 6. Can I please ask for a proposer?
Yes, Madam Speaker, you have.
Thank you very much, Alderman Boyson. Is there a seconder, please?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I would like to second.
Thank you very much, Councillor Annie. Is there any questions of clarity? Any objections? Agreed to. The item thus carries unanimously. We are then at the next item. Item E21, Service Level Agreement between the South African Library for the Blind and Mossel Bay Municipality. Our recommendations are listed on page 112 from 1 to 6. Can I please ask for a proposer?
This side, Madam Speaker, I proposed.
Thank you very much, Alderman Boyson. Is there a seconder?
Yes, Madam Speaker, Councillor Kannemeyer.
Thank you very much, Councillor Kannemeyer. Is there any questions of clarity on this item? Any objections? Agreed to. The item thus carries unanimously. We are then on item E22 on page 120. Assignment operation of public libraries, the Mossel Bay Municipality. Our recommendations are listed from 1 to 3. Can I please ask for a proposal?
Madam Speaker, I propose.
Thank you very much, Alderman Boyson. Can I have a seconder?
Yes, you do, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Bavuma. Opening up for any questions of clarity from council members. Any objections? Agreed to. The item thus carries unanimously. We are then at item E23. Feedback report, Iron Man 70.3, held in Mossel Bay on the 16th of November, 2025. This is for council to note. It's a very comprehensive report marked Annex A. Can I please have a proposal?
Madam Speaker, I propose.
Thank you very much, Alderman Boyson. Can I have a seconder?
Second Speaker, thank you.
Thank you very much, Executive Mayor. Is there any questions from the report? Thank you very much. We then note Councillor Bavuma has excused himself. No objections. Agreed to. Okay, we then at the next item.
Sorry, Madam Speaker.
Okay, Councillor Gwaza, are you at Iron Man?
Yes, it's E23.
E23, yes, Iron Man.
Yes, Madam Speaker. We saw that, Madam Speaker, there's going to be a donation to the charities. We just want to know that is also these charities will be considered also, because we've got a charity in Joslovo and also in Genzwane, Noktula Disability, and also Sianitana. We want to know also those three charities will be considered as well.
Thank you very much. I am going to ask Director Nel to respond.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The way Ironman works is that they ask us for a list of charities that is registered. We give them all the names. So if we give them 50 names or 100 names, we give them all, and they decide themselves with their social department or social corporate investment department which 2 or 3 charities they select for a specific year. So we have no control over that, but we do include all the charities. So it varies between the different areas in Mossel Bay.
Thank you very much for providing that clarity. So in essence, the Ironman committee decides upon themselves. Thank you very much, Councillor Gwaza. You covered, because we're not prescriptive and we can't tell them which charities to choose. Thank you very much. We've concluded item E23. We're then at item E24. Implementation protocol, projects and initiatives in support of arts and culture, support and recreations, libraries and museum programs by the Western Cape Government for the Department of Cultural Affairs and Sport. We have our recommendations listed from 1 to 3, and then you have Annex A, and I'm sure that every councillor have read this. Can I please ask for a proposal?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I propose.
Thank you very much, Alderman Boyson. Can I have a seconder, please?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'll second.
Thank you very much, Alderman Furness. Opening up for questions of clarity. No objections? Agreed to. Thank you very much. The item thus carries unanimously. We are then at item E25. The proposed delineation of unregistered earth 7711 in Kwanangaba and a portion of an unregistered earth 4180, which is also situated in Kwanangaba, in Samania Street by the Seventh-day Adventist Church. The recommendations before council is from 1 to 18. Can I please ask for a proposal?
Thank you, Speaker. I propose the item.
Thank you very much, Councillor Mvumbu. Can I have a seconder?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will second.
Thank you very much, Councillor Wellman. Opening up for questions of clarity. I see the light of Councillor De Bula. You may proceed.
Enkosi, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, andinangxaki ne-item as what, Councillor? But nje ndifuna nje ingcaciso malunga neprice yomhlaba. Bekusandothengiselwa i-ZCC umhlaba omelene nala mhlaba uphayana kwezacawa zombini. Yathengiselwa 180,000. Now nxa nditsholo nomhlaba is 122,000 price. So ndifuna uqonda nje bazazi kulaa ndawo kuthiwa yi-business zone, then ndize uba ndikwazi uziphelela, Speaker. So zoyi-12 xa uzimelele phaa isomba kwenzeka ntoni?
Thank you very much for your questions.
Yeah, Speaker, it's difficult to answer the question if you look at the two erven, because each erv is evaluated by the municipality's valuer, and they determine what the value of the erv is, and that's why we put it into the item. So it's difficult to say why the one is 180 and the other one is 122, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Municipal Manager. Councillor De Bula, you've indicated that you're not against this item, you just wanted a question of clarity.
No, not against.
All right. Thank you very much, councillors. I see no objections. The item is thus unanimously supported. We then at item E26. Alienation of earth 12980 in Tarka, situated in Stormsterkie Street, Mossel Bay, by the means of a tender process. We have our recommendations listed before council, 1 to 2. Can I please ask for a proposal?
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I will propose item E26.
Thank you very much, Executive Deputy Mayor. Can I please have a seconder?
Second, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Kannemeyer. Opening up for questions of clarity from council members. See the light of Councillor Prince. You may proceed.
Ja, Speaker. Ek het 'n probleem oor met die toekenning van die erfie. Ek wil net weet, is daar publieke deelname gevolg? Was daar publieke deelname gevolg?
Thank you very much. I am going to ask Mr. Prince to just respond.
Thank you, Speaker. Yes, prescribed public participation process was duly followed as indicated under recommendation 1. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mr. Prince. Councillor Prince, are you covered?
Speaker, die eerste keer was sy terugverwys, weer terug na die regsafdeling. En ek is nooit weer genader nie. Dis hoekom ek vra, was dit weer uit op publieke deelname?
Thank you very much, Councillor Prince. There is just under page 13, there's a paragraph which indicates that there was indeed a public participation process followed, and it was referred to the ward councillor, and you indicated that you have not received a notice of such. All right. Thank you very much. Councillor Prince, are you against the item in terms of the process that's now going to be followed? I'm going to give you an opportunity now. Let me just give to Councillor Prince.
Ja, ek is teen dit.
Teen dit. Councillor. Yes, the MM would like to respond. You can give the light to the MM, and then you can turn your one on green.
Speaker, ek wil net reg verstaan wat die raad sê hy was nooit geken in die item nie, want normaalweg sê die besluit dat die wijkraadslid word ook geken.
Dit staan in die item.
Ja, so was hy nooit geken nie, nooit nie. Het hulle nooit onder die aandag gebring nie. Was hy al 'n raadslid die tyd toe die aanvanklike besluit geneem is, want ja. Okay, dat die vorige wijkraadslid sou geken gewees het. So u was nie daar toe die oorspronklike besluit geneem word. Ja, okay. Ek wou net seker gemaak het, Speaker, dankie.
Ja, ek weet nou nie, want die item was mos al voor die raad. En toe was daar 'n versoek dat ons weer 'n publieke deelname proses moet hê. Nou, ek is amper doodseker dat daardie versoek het van raadslid Prins afgekom. So met ander woorde, die raadslid was hier. Hy het die versoek gebring en het is geëerbiedig dis hoekom dit nou terug is hier voor die raad. Ek wil net, as daar iemand wat dit kan bevestig asseblief, want ek wil ook nie nou net praat. Okay, thank you very much. Director Potrita.
Speaker, the information that I have as well is that we did arrange a second meeting as well. But can I please confirm it, because if the ward councillor says differently, then I would just like to verify what exactly happened, but that is the information that I have as well.
Okay, goed, die directeur sal dit dan opvolg. Councillor Mkontu.
Madam Speaker, I just need to get a clarity. I thought that clarity will be also assisting what we are discussing. What we were requested previously, we said as ward councillors and ward committees, any open space or whatever that will be taking place or selling or alienation in our ward, we must be informed. And that thing was happening. We were informed formally with a letter that came from this municipality, and the ward council and ward committee sit down and discuss and write back to the council. So I just want to know, according to these recommendations, the councillor was informed formally.
Thank you very much. Yes, I am going to ask, thank you. You must address your questions through me. I will ask Councillor Prince if he can confirm if he have received a letter. Councillor Botha.
Madam Speaker, just a suggestion. Can this item stand down while the administration see if they can get clarity? And then we revisit the item while we continue with the rest of the agenda. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Councillor Prince, can you just then confirm, sit gou jou liggie aan, dan kan jy net vir my sê, het jy nooit so brief ontvang nie.
Speaker, om eerlikwaar met jou te wees, ek het nog nie 'n brief ontvang nie.
Okay, dis reg, dankie. Thank you very much. I'm then going to ask Director Potrita just to give clarity, and then we're going to stand down on this one. Come back. Council, will please just remind me of this item It's item E26. That we just do that before we get to the motions of exigency. Item E27, alienation of a portion of earth 1712 in Kwanangaba. This is an unregistered earth 1505, which is situated in Kenswana Drive, Kwanangaba, by the means of a tender process. We have the recommendations listed. Before council, 1 to 2. Can I please ask for a proposer?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will propose.
Thank you very much, Councillor Wellman. Is there any seconder on this item? Thank you very much, Councillor Tabumvumvu. Questions of clarity? No objections? Councillor Bjelman sal u lig afsit asseblief. Baie dankie. Councillor Mkontu?
No, Speaker, we don't have a clarity. We did ask a clarity in our committee, and we even indicated that this person have a lot of money.
No objections. Agreed to. The item carries unanimously. Thank you, Councillor Mkontu. Item E28, alienation of a portion of earth 1712, which is situated in Kwanangaba. This is also an unregistered earth 1508, situated in Kenswana Drive by the means of a tender process. So this is another one, also for Kenswana Drive. Can I please ask for a proposer in terms of the recommendations 1 to 2?
Thank you, Speaker. I propose the item.
Thank you very much, Councillor Mvumvu. Can I have a seconder?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will second.
Thank you very much, Councillor Wellman. Is there any questions of clarity? Councillor Mkontu?
Madam Speaker, I just want to understand if this plot is for housing, for residential purpose. I just want to, maybe the officials can assist me. Is this person have 2 wives?
Councillor Mkontu, you are out of order now.
I'm going to report him to the whip, to his whip speak.
Yeah, I will report you to Councillor Gwaza as your whip. No objections. Agreed to. The item thus carries unanimously. We then move to item E29. Proposed alienation of a portion of earth 12731. This is also an unregistered earth 16533 in Mossel Bay. It is situated adjacent to earth 2795 at number 93 Hill Street by Mr. G. Swanepoel. Our recommendations before council is from 1 to 14. Can I please ask for a proposal?
Good morning, Madam Speaker. I will propose the item.
Thank you very much, Councillor Setunsha. I noted that Councillor Bavuma is back in the council chambers and that Councillor Machesini has now asked to be excused. Thank you very much. Councillor Setunsha has proposed this item. Can I ask for a proposer, seconder?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will second.
Thank you very much, Elder Lady Reuters. Is there any questions of clarity on this item? Councillor Porter?
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, it's just something interesting that I've noticed when it comes to the alienation of portions of earths. And the other thing that I've noticed, certain areas get sold get sold off. Then on the other hand, in other areas, that land gets auctioned. Now my question, I just want clarity, Speaker, Why is it done in this way? Because I've noticed a few of the urbans in certain areas, I'm not going to distinguish, but I have to. Certain areas gets sold, the others go out on auction. What is the reason for that?
Thank you very much for your question of clarity. Okay, I am going to ask you to respond.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, when we look at these things, we look at the fact that in a case where the urban is sold, is normally where no one else can use that piece of land. It's normally adjacent to the person's stand. In the case where it's auction is where we see that other people might be able to use the land as well. That's why, according to Council's asset transfer regulations, we go out on public participation so that people can see what Council's intention is. If the neighbor, for instance, can also use it, he can comment on it and he can object to it and say to Council, no, he's also interested in the land, and once more than one person are interested, we will definitely go on the auction route or the open route. But in many cases, it's only that specific person who applied for that piece of land who can use it. You are correct, Council. A lot of transactions went through already. I signed a lot of agreements. But where there are more than one person who might be able to use that land, we will follow an open route. That's basically the rationale, Speaker. I don't know if there's any additions from Mr. Venter or Mr. Prince.
Thank you very much. You have responded comprehensively. The Director Venter indicates that he's covered. Mr. Prince, would you like to add?
Just concur with the comments of the MM. Thank you, Speaker. We do it in terms of policy as approved by Council.
Thank you, Councillor Porter.
Thank you, Speaker.
Okay, you covered. Excellent oversight by yourself. No objections to this item. Agreed to. It carries unanimously. Item E30. The lease of a portion of Earth 401 in Little Black River, situated adjacent to Earth 1034 at Brinkley Street by LR Real Estate Ministries. I've noted that Councillor Machesini is back in the council chambers. Councillor Delamain has also excused himself. Can I please ask for a proposal in terms of item E30?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would like to propose this item.
Thank you very much, Councillor Annie Jansen van Rensburg. Can I have a seconder?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I'll second the proposal.
Thank you very much, Executive Deputy Mayor. Is there any questions of clarity on this item? No objections? Agreed to. The item thus carries unanimously. Thank you very much, councillors. We are then at our next item before council. Item E31. Vano. Mossel. The proposed identification of urban to be made available for middle-income housing, rezoning, permanent departure, subdivision, consolidation, permission in terms of the zoning scheme, closure of a public place and consent use, urban, to 0192689321944001539 and 14697. This is part of the Louis Fourie Corridor project. Can I please ask for a proposal?
Madam Speaker, to get some technical clarity and some other aspects with regards to this item, I propose that this item be referred back.
Okay, thank you very much, Councillor Kutsia. Asking for more clarity and technical aspects that we need to resolve on. Is there a seconder?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I second this,
The
that it was
proposal.
referred
Thank
back.
you very much, Councillor Annie. Yes, Councillor Mkontu.
Yeah, late. I was also wanted to propose that because we have a lot of things that we need to.
Thank you very much,
Because we
Councillor.
have a workshop that speak about the plan, and we submitted there. So we thought that plan firstly is supposed to address the issues that we indicated.
Thank you very much for supporting Councillor Kutsia's proposal. Thank you very much, Councillor Delamain. He's back in council chambers. We then at item E. 32. Okay. E31 voor dan nou terugverwys, nee. The application for the renewal of the lease agreement of a portion of a municipal building situated on Earth 12666 in George Road by creating effective families. We know them as SEF. The recommendations before council is from 1 to 16. Can I please ask for a proposal?
Achtbare Speaker, ek stel so voor.
Thank you, Alderman Boyson. Can I please have a seconder?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I would like to second this item.
Thank you very much, Councillor Annie Jansen van Rensburg. Is there any questions of clarity on this item? No objections? Agreed to. The item carries unanimously. Councillor Gwaza has excused herself from the chambers. We are then at item E33. Application for the renewal of the lease agreement of a portion of the municipal commonage F539 situated adjacent to a portion 29 of the farm 250 in Bochums Bay by Mr. J.L. Miller. We have our recommendations before council listed from 1 to 2. Can I please ask for proposal?
Madam Chair, as the ward councillor propose.
Ward councillor is proposing. Thank you very much, Councillor LaRue. Do we have a seconder, please?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I will second the item.
Thank you very much, Councillor Satunsha. Any questions of clarity? No objections? Agreed to. The item thus carries unanimously. We are then at item E34, permission for the construction of a galvanized fence, plus minus 89 meters long on a portion of Earth 2001, situated at Louis van Wyk Street, parallel with Louis Fourie Road. Can I please ask for a proposal?
Madam Speaker, I would like to propose this item, and I just want to give clarity as the subject is a little bit confusing. It isn't a galvanized fence, but a clear view fence in line with other fencing proposals that's being done. So, and for the cost of the Ratepayers Association, or the special ratings area, I will propose this item. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Kutsia. So you have given clarity. It's not a galvanized fence, it's a clear view fence. And with that, he has made a proposal. Thank you, Councillor Prince. He has asked to be excused from the council chambers. Can I have a seconder for Councillor Kutsia?
Yes, Speaker, you do.
Thank you very much, Councillor Mvumvu. Is there any questions of clarity on this item? I see the light of Councillor Kiewit. You may proceed. Thank you.
Speaker, ek wil net weet en verneem of hierdie fence opsit of dat die tarke gedeelte sal nu Sunnyside mense wat afbeweeg strand se kant toe of dit hulle beweging kan belemmer ten opsigte van dit nie. Ek wil net clarity kry oor dit. Dankie.
Baie goeie vraag. Ek sal met graagte vir raadslid Kutse vra om vir u te antwoord. Raadslid Kutse.
Agbare speaker, nee, die heining gaan nie deurloop belemmer nie, want vierde laan aan die bokant bly oop en mense beweeg nog steeds af deur langs Louis Fourie af en dan verby oor na die strand toe, so dit is geen poging om die gewone deurloop van die publiek te bekamp nie. Dit is vir misdadigers wat misdaad pleeg binne in die area en dan uitvlug buitekant toe daardeur. Dankie.
Thank you very much for your explanation. Is the interpreter not there?
No, you say you must come too close to the mic because don't listen.
You can't hear.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Raadslid Kutse, of u gaan moet Engels praat, of u kan in uw moedertaal Afrikaans praat. Die interpreter kan nie vir u so mooi hoor nie.
Agbare speaker, ek sal weer praat en ek sal sommer in Afrikaans praat. Soos wat ek gesê het, is dit is nie om die vloei van of die deurbeweeg van publiek deur die area te bekamp nie. Maar dit is om die misdadigers wat misdaad pleeg wat ongelukkige probleem is, te verhoed om net oor daai area weg te hardloop. Die vierde laan ingang op Louis Fourie bly oop en dit is publieke strate, so mense kan steeds deurbeweeg.
Thank you very much for providing that clarity, Councillor. Are you covered?
I'm covered, Speaker.
Thank you very much. Councillors, if there are no objections, ons moet nou 'n bietjie net rustig raak asseblief. Is nou te veel in en uit bewegings. Ons is amper aan die einde van die raadsagenda. Raak net rustig asseblief. Councillor Mkonto, are you against this item?
No, I'm not against. I just want to get a clarity because I've noticed that we have a lot of fence and some of the fence they were vandalized. So I just want to understand what will be the type of fence and what will be the what you call measurements of not making sure things that you put in place, making sure that they are not vandalizing the fence, because there will be money that will spend there.
Thank you very much for your question. We can record that Councillor Gwaza is back in the chambers. Councillor Kutse, you may proceed.
Madam Speaker, as I said, that's due to the subject that's confusing. It's not a galvanized fence, but it's a clear view fence. The application and the requirement from the municipality, if fencing are done, that it be done with clear view fencing, which is a high quality fence that can't so easily be vandalized. It's also monitored by CCTV footage. And then further in the item, the maintenance and upkeep of the item is the responsibility of the special ratings area. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think Councillor Kutse has now covered everybody in terms of what's going to happen here. Yes, Councillor Dabula.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm very happy that fences, but I need must check all these areas. I make an example. If you go to my Kale Road, that fence I was broken there, but you know the crime is all over.
Okay.
So you need, if you put the
Thank
fence,
you
must
very
check all
much.
the
Thank you very much, Councillor Dabula. The item for this agenda is now in terms of what's going to be constructed at Louis Fourie Road, but we take note of your concerns in terms of municipal manager that the fences are being vandalized. So please take note of that, and we will definitely see what we can do. If there's no objections, the item thus carries unanimously. We are then at item E35. The application to lease the municipal building situated at 6738 at the corner of Krot Street and Adrian Avenue in Asla Park, Kwanankaba, better known as the Asla Taxi Rank. Ancido Services Taxi Association and Mossel Bay Taxi Association. This item is brought by them, and we have the recommendations before council from 1 to 2. Can I please ask for a proposer?
Madam Speaker, I will propose the item.
Item is being proposed by Councillor Setunsha. Can I ask for seconder?
Madam Speaker, I was supposed to propose as a ward councillor.
Jy moet jou liggie vinniger druk dan as jy wil
Now I
voorstel.
second it.
Okay, baie dankie vir jou, Councillor Mkontu. I also believe that Councillor Leon was also going to second that. So, are there any objections? Agree to? The item carries unanimously. Thank you very much, councillors. We then at item E36, the proposed alienation of Earth 14097 in Mossel Bay. It is situated at the corner of Horizon and McKinnery Street in Heiderand for the establishment of a child and youth care center. By wat is die naam, directeur? Niall Doxadeo. Okay. Okay, yeah, they're doing this on behalf of a non-profit company. Can I please ask for a proposer?
Madam Speaker, I would like to propose this item, and I just want to say that I think this is a great initiative from the church for a very much a needed facility for the community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Kutsia. Can I ask for a proposer?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'll second.
The ward councillor, Councillor Furness, Alderman Furness, is seconding. Is there any questions of clarity? No objections? Agreed to? Thank you very much, councillors. We then move to our next item, item E37, the renewal of the lease agreement of 2 portions of Earth 401 in Little Brack River by the Vista Bowling Club. Can I please ask for a proposer?
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker. As ward councillor, I would like to propose.
The ward councillor Anjansen van Rensburg is proposing. Can I have a seconder, please?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do second the item.
Alderman Delamain is seconding. Any questions of clarity? No objections? Agreed to? The item thus carries unanimously. Thank you very much, councillors. We are then at our next item, item E38. Proposed delineation of a portion of Earth 401, which is situated in Little Brack River in Brinkley Street by the Etsa Claw Trust. We have our recommendations listed before council. From 1 to 2, can I please ask for a proposal?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As ward councillor, I would like to propose.
Ward Councillor Anjansen van Rensburg is proposing. Can I ask for seconder?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do second the item.
Thank you very much, Alderman Delamain. Is there any questions of clarity from any councillor? No objections? Agreed to? The item thus carries unanimously. We are at item E39, the 4th implementation review of the Mossel Bay Spatial Development Framework for 2022 for the period 1st January 2025 to 31st of December 2025. We have before council our recommendations listed from 1 to 3. Can I please ask for a proposal?
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I would like to propose item E39 for approval.
Thank you very much, Executive Deputy Mayor. Can I have a seconder, please?
Madam Speaker, I would like to second this item, but I also would like to add that this item is a very important document for the spatial development framework, which will set out the growth of Mossel Bay. And just on that, as there's a lot of aspects in on social media and discussions within the community, this document is done to ensure sustainable growth, and that bulk services are available and all the planning be put in place to enable the sustainable growth of the municipal area. So congratulations to Director Venter and his department, which is facilitating this process through a very thorough and good document that will be tabled. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Kutsia, for your input made. Is there any questions? Councillor De Bola, I see your light. You may proceed.
Councillor Dula.
Sorry, Councillor Mkonto.
Okay. Thanks, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, as the councillor has mentioned, that this is the very important document for us, especially the disadvantaged communities that were privileged, what to call, were oppressed. This document is supposed to be indicating of readdressing those issues, because this is the document that is on the constitution of this country, and we know the preamble of this of the constitution, what it is saying there. So for us, we still feel that this document is not addressing thoroughly those things, those what to call, those that were oppressed. Because if you check in our areas, we still have people that are rich more than others. We still have people that are staying in shacks. We still have people that have small houses and small yard, and they can't use those houses. So if this document cannot address those things, then it's very difficult for us to support it. It's supposed to address how to move forward in addressing the injustice of the past. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Councillor Mkonto, for your input made. Are you against this item?
Madam Speaker, as we normally, when they came with this document, we normally said that this document does not address the imbalance of the past. It's not even indicating how they would be solving those problems. So for us, we cannot support a document that is not willing to address the needs of our people and the pain of our people.
Thank you very much for the position of the ANC. Councillor Kiewit, you may proceed.
Madam Speaker, due respect, knowing that Mossel Bay has been built on brown people's effort and what happened in Mossel Bay, we also moet dit consider en wanneer ons in hierdie dokument kyk en wat ons wil doen ten opsigte van, ek hoor my colleague praat van disadvantage and all that. So as ons na disadvantage kyk en ons kyk na al die vorme wat heidaglik plaasvind in Mossel Bay, dan is dit vir my 'n bietjie skrikwekkend dat die mense, die original persons wat in Mossel Bay groot geword het, waarvan ek seker 'n tikkie klein te bietjie.
Thank you.
The translator cannot hear you.
Councillor Kiewit, maar klein bietjie harder praat en net so bietjie stadiger, want hy vat 'n bietjie tyd om te vertaal.
Jammer, Madam Speaker. Okay, ons antwoord dan moet 'n mens consider inclusiviteit, jy moet consider wie word develop en wat doen die development rondom behuising in Mossel Bay. Ek dink daar moet regtig na die dokument gekyk word en alle input van alle parties wat die is, moet daar presented wees vir 'n dokument om geaanvaar te word sodat mense hier buite kan sien dat ons care. Ons het volgens 'n baie goeie woord ontvang. Die responsibility wat ons moet hê is nie net om ons na ons mense te kyk en te sorg dat hulle lewe verbeter in 'n huis en verbeter hulle lewe. Die tipe huis wat ons hulle gee, sê van die tipe mense wat ons dink hulle is. So as ons daarna kyk, moet ek vra ek asseblief transparency en inklusiwiteit. Dankie Madam Speaker.
Baie dankie raadslid vir jou insette. It has been noted, duly noted. Is there any other question of clarity from anybody else? Thank you very much. The ANC is on record that they are not in support of this item. We have recorded the comments made by the ACDP. If there is nobody else who wishes to speak to this item, the item.
Speaker?
Yes, Alderman Poisson.
Just to let me go back on page 20 to 269. Discussion and motivation. The Mossel Spatial Development Framework, Environmental Management Framework, was developed based on the growth vision outlined in the IDP. So die document, Madam Speaker, was hier die IDP. Het was voorgelegd aan onze mensen. Ja, en dus hoe die document opgesteld is. So daar was a public participation. Thank you. Okay. Okay. On page 269, discussion and motivation. I read it again. The Mossel Spatial Development Framework, Environmental Management Framework to 2022, SDF, correct, I don't go there, was developed based on the growth vision outlined in the IDP. So, land to hele abantween. Dat was bij die mensen geweest, dat was daar voor publieke dilemma en allemaal het zeggenschap gegeven. Daar volgens is die document uitgelegd. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Poisson, for your input. Before, all right, I see the light of Councillor Kutsia, Councillor Mkontu, and then Councillor Kiewit, and then Councillor Depola. May proceed.
Madam Speaker, I just want to set right the narrative that the document does not address injustices of the past or with regards to housing. A workshop was held with regards to the housing pipeline, where different scenarios was sketched to council in this workshop. Inputs was given, and that will be worked in through the housing pipeline. The spatial development framework sets out how the growth will be done, where the different typologies and or zoning areas will be allocated, informed by documents such as the housing pipeline, the IDP, and other documents. The document do address the injustices of the past and where different housing should be done. I just want to further say that housing is not a function of this municipality, but it's a function of national government, as well as the types of houses that's provided. We merely identify where it can be done, and I would request or propose that the document as it's set out be studied thoroughly, because it is in the document and it clearly states that we do care for all our communities. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Kutsia, for your clarity. Councillor, who's got the red light now? Councillor Porter.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, we understand the importance of this document. We further understand that certain things need to be adopted, but we can't agree with everything. I'm just going to make a small example of, for instance, the IDP process. we all know the residents of Mossel Bay. It's difficult when it comes to IDP because of the people just don't attend these IDP meetings. And that is the big problem we have in Mossel Bay. Like for instance, Ward 9, there was an IDP that just didn't take place, Speaker. So with that being said, the Patriotic Alliance would abstain from this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Porter, for putting your position on record with the reasons mentioned. Councillor Kiewit?
Speaker, ek stem volkomen saam met Councillor Porter ten opsigte van dit, want ons weet die IDP meetings word nie so goed bygewoon nie. En te kon conclude dat dit deur die IDP proses is gegaan, dit is irrelevant because die mense daag net nie op nie. So as die mense nie opdaag nie, dan maak ons 'n decision, 'n besluit vir die mense om daai behuising te vat later van tyd, dan sit ons met 'n situasie waar ons net bo sit met wat se plek se naam waar mense bymekaar gesit is en alle ewels kom uit daai situasie uit. Ons moet regtig consider die tipe behuising wat ons wil gee vir ons mense, because dit bepaal die outflow van daai behuising, bepaal hoe die mense gaan optree. As ek in 'n huis woon en ek voel goed oor my huis, dan gaan ek goed aan my huis doen. As ek nie goed voel oor my huis soos in hierdie geval nie, dan gaan ek alle tipe van ewels toelaat om dinge die mekaar te maak by die perseel. So in regards to that, die IDP weet ons, miskien moet ons hierdie proposal terug verwys na die council, because ons moet seker maak ons mense word geken in dit, Speaker. En ook die ander ding, ek dink hy het genoem van dis nie ons wat die huise bou nie, maar ons kan sekerlik input hê in watter tipe huise en hoe die mense in daai huise moet perform. So ons wil ons gemeenskap help, maar as ons hulle help, met wat help ons hulle, council? Baie dankie, Speaker.
Baie dankie, raadslid Kiewit. Daar was wel 'n behuisingsvergadering geweest, waar 'n workshop geweest vir raadslede om by te woon. Ek dink ten daai tyd was u ongelukkig nou nie betrokke nie. Kan ek egter u posisie op rekord kry, want ek gaan nou nie weer vir u 'n geleentheid gee nie. Ek wil die item afsluit, so ek wil net weet of u ten gunste is en of u dalk nie ten gunste is van die item nie.
Op hierdie stadium, Speaker, is ons ten gunste van die item.
Dankie, raadslid Kiewit. Thank you very much. Councillor Dabula, nee, sit aan die liggie. Councillor, dankie raadslid Prins. Councillor Dabula, then Councillor Mkuntu, and then Councillor Prince. You may proceed in that fashion, please.
Enkosi, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, izaba ngathi sithetha into enye i-council esezithethile malunga nedibene ne-IDP. Mhlawumbi ke kukulibala kumphathi akho IDP akayandiphosa phaa kulaa wadi. Zange ndive mhlawumbi kuthatywa le document kulaa IDP yaseward 1. So ndiyarhalela uba mhlawumbi okanye xa kuthi biye kwi-IDP, zeziphi IDP biye kuzo okanye zeziphi i-community biye kuzo. Yeah, because ibalulekile document, Madam Speaker, nxa ndigqibezela. Uba ngabe iyakwazi into yoba mayofikelela ebantwini bayo njengeeleta ezikoleka imali, amanzi, mayi-athachwe phaa le document so that abantu bayifumane.
Thank you very much, Councillor Dabula, for your input. The ANC has already indicated their position being against. Last by Councillor Mkontu.
Yes, Madam Speaker. I also want to say, I won't lie that we didn't have a meeting. We had a meeting in on a squad in Asla.
Yeah, I don't want you to lie. People must be honest when you speak in council. Want ek vind uit daar is mense wat nie eerlik is nie. Hulle praat enige ding. So asseblief,
But-
jy moet eerlik wees.
But in our meeting, the inputs of our community, they are clear how to solve their problems. But this document that does not help them. If you check, Madam Speaker, I've heard some of our colleagues here, the councillors, they are saying this is the nice document that will be resolving issues. If you are saying that it's the nice document that's supposed to resolve issues, go outside and check. Go out, check in Mountain View. When people were parked as sardines, when we have a document that's supposed to address the injustice of the past. When the people, they were first get the land, they never have ownership of the land. When they were given chance to own a land, they will give a small land and they can't use it. They will just be there and park as if they are sardines. So this document does not helping our people.
Thank you very much, Councillor Mkontu. It is evident that the spatial framework and the housing development plan is indeed a sensitive issue, and we take note of all the inputs made by all the relevant councillors. Councillor Botha and then Councillor Prince. Thank you very much, Councillor Botha.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you for allowing a robust discussion on this matter, but we are starting to drift slightly off the topic. That is the specific item before Council. Perhaps just to mention as well, that as housing is a national prerogative and strategy, if you look over since 1994, there was construction that focused on quantity over quality, meaning that you built a lot of RDP houses far from the urban edge, which means that most people did not have sufficient or had to spend a significant part of their income to move between the outer edges to the work inside, losing in some instances up to 40% of their salaries on transport. So yes, we agree that we need to look at alternatives, and we should encourage national government to look at a more integrated way of developing housing in future, as you have exacerbated the spatial framework of the apartheid city over the past 30 years, and it's time for a new change. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your input made, Councillor Botha. Indeed, Councillor Prince, you're the last speaker, and then I'm going to resolve on the item.
Dankie, Speaker. Speaker, is 'n goeie dokument. Maar wat ons uit die oog uit verloor, dat gaan nie net om huise nie. Ons moet kyk aan ons klinieke, ons moet kyk aan hospitale, ons moet kyk aan skole en aan die polisie. Het baat nie ons sit woonbuurtjies op, maar dan is daar nie daai fasiliteite nie. So as ons, soos ek sê, is 'n goeie dokument, maar ons moet daai ander goedere ook implementeer met dit. Dankie.
Thank you very much for your input made, Councillor Prince. Indeed.
Madam Speaker.
Councillor, okay, you haven't spoken yet.
Thank you,
I
Madam
know
Speaker.
that I must give you an opportunity. You may proceed, Councillor Kwaza.
Ndiyabulela, Madam Speaker. Enye into ekufuneka siyiqwalasele ukuba umhlaba ukhutshwa ngubani na, and also ngubani obeka ii-policies, ukuba ngumasipala. Enkosi kakhulu, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much for your input made, Councillor Kwaza. I'm now going to resolve on item E39. We have a proposal made by the Executive Deputy Mayor, which was seconded by Councillor Kutsia. I have allowed for everyone to give input and share your concerns and comments. However, the ANC has put their position on record. They are against the item. The ACDP is against the item. The Patriotic Alliance is abstaining. Councillor Blau, would you like to also go on record for ICOSA?
Madam Speaker, ICOSA will also be abstaining from this, but I just want to make a quick comment as well.
You may.
I think when it comes to the IDP meetings, our people are so despondent, and if they don't come to these type of meetings, just because they think another meeting, and nothing is going to happen. And that's why sometimes people don't come to the IDP meetings. And we should do more as community workers and councillors to motivate those people or our communities to join and have their say in what they want in the IDP. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Councillor Blau. Unfortunately, yesterday you were absent from a very informative workshop that was held, and there were proposals made, exactly that which we all share the concern in terms of the community not attending these meetings. So it has been raised, and the officials then will now go back om 'n bietjie te brainstorm. So hulle het definitief daarvan note gevat. ICOSA is abstaining the item, thus carries with a majority vote, and we then record the various positions of the political parties. Thank you very much, colleagues. We have exhausted the debate. It was a very good debate, and of course we must allow for councillors to speak on items. Item E40. The amendment of resolution E223 for the proposed alienation of a portion of earth 10142. It's a road reserve, and registration of a servitude in Mossel Bay, situated adjacent to earth 10108 in Mossel Bay by Mr. J. Prinsloo. In terms of the recommendation, can I ask for a proposal?
Madam Speaker, as the Ward Councillor, I would like to propose this item.
Ward Councillor Kutsia proposing. Can I ask for seconder?
Madam Speaker, I will second Councillor van Dijk.
Thank you very much, Councillor van Dijk. Opening up for questions of clarity. No objections, agreed to. The item carries unanimously. We then at item E41, new municipal street, a portion of divisional road. Charles and Hill Street in Great Brack River. Can I please ask for a proposal?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do propose the item.
Alderman Delamain proposing. Can I have a seconder?
A second, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Claassen. Is there any questions of clarity? Any objections to the item? Agreed to. The item thus carries unanimously. Councillors, we are then at item E42. Salga, Municipal Capabilities Assessment Report for the financial year 2024 and 2025 by the Mossel Bay Municipality. This is for Council to note. Can I please ask for a proposer?
Madam Speaker, I propose.
Thank you very much, Councillor Leroux. Can I have a seconder?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would like to second.
Thank you very much, Councillor Annie Jansen van Rensburg. Any questions of clarity? No objections, agreed to. The item carries unanimously. Item E43, participating municipality committee meeting feedback on the progress of construction for the regional landfill site. This report was prepared in February. Can I please ask for a proposal?
Madam Speaker, I propose.
Thank you very much, Alderman Boyson. Can I have a seconder?
Yes, Madam Speaker, you do.
Thank you very much, Councillor Botha. Any questions of clarity from this report by any councillor? It is noted. No objections, agreed to. It carries. Thank you very much. Item E44, classification of a national disaster in terms of Section 23 of the Disaster Management Act, number 57 of 2002, foot and mouth disease outbreak.
I propose, Speaker, that we accept.
Thank you very much, Executive Mayor, for proposing. the item. Can I please ask for seconder?
Yes, Madam Speaker, you do have a seconder, Councillor van Dijk.
Thank you very much, Councillor van Dijk. Is there any question of clarity from this report? No objections, agreed to, carries. Thank you very much. Item E45, service level agreement between the Mossel Municipality and waste carriers, the tender, collection of recyclable waste for the Mossel Municipality in terms of the Mossel Finance Management Act. Can I please ask for a proposer?
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
In terms of the recommendations, thank you, Alderman
propose.
Furness. Can I have seconder, please?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I second it.
Thank you very much, Alderman Boyson. Any questions of clarity? No objections? Agreed to. The item carries. We then move to our next item, item E46. National state of disaster, drought, and the possible interruption of water provision. Our recommendations are listed from 1 to 4. Can I please ask for a proposer?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do propose the item.
Alderman Delamain is proposing this item. Can I have a seconder?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I second the item.
Thank you very much, Councillor Botha. Is there any questions of clarity? No objections? Agreed to. The item thus carries. Thank you very much. Item E47, declaration of vacancy, proportional councillor, Patriotic Alliance. We gee net so oomblikie asseblief, ek is besig. We have received a resignation letter from the Patriotic Alliance for the attention of the municipal manager. Can I please ask for a proposal?
Propose.
Dankie, Raadslid Prins. And a seconder, please. Thank you very much. Councillor Kiewit, do you have any question of clarity on the item? None. Agreed to. Council take note thereof. Yes, Councillor. Sorry, Meneer Prins.
Speaker, thank you. Can I just ask with regard to item E26, the alienation of Earth 12980 in Taka, that we refer it back so that we can ensure that Council Prince gets the opportunity to respond to the item.
Just 1 second. I have received a notice that there is a response. Mr. Prince, just 1 sec. Director Potgieter, can you proceed?
Speaker, I just want to confirm that I have indeed verified that evidence is available that a meeting was held and that Councillor Prince did chair and sign the attendance list.
Of that meeting?
Yes, Speaker.
Raadslid Prins, daar was 'n vergadering gehou. Die e-pos is uitgestuur na u toe op die 30ste Julie 2025. Vind asseblief aangeheer toe die tiele van die ad hoc komitee vir wijk 9. Dit was 7 uur by Benevolent Park en u het die attendance register geteken.
Speaker, is reg wat jy sê. Ons het hom uit teruggekom en ons het hom terugverwys. Ons het 'n besluit geneem ek myself met die wijkskomitee het hom terugverwys. Dis al wat ek weet. En nou sit hy weer, en hy wat uitgedien nie, en hy's terugverwys.
Okay, so hierdie bewyse is dan nou van die vergadering wat julle gehou het by Benevolent
Yes,
Park.
by Benevolent Park.
En daarna het dit toe teruggekom. Raad toe.
Yes,
Okay, en dit is toe nou weer terugverwys op
Yes,
publieke deelname.
vir publieke deelname.
En u het toe nie enige korrespondensie gekry nie.
Nee.
Goed, dankie meneer Prins vir u. Yes, Council Whip.
Madam Speaker, at this stage, can't we just refer the item back for now? That would be my suggestion.
Thank you very much, meneer Prins, baie dankie. Ek moet 'n raadslid nou kry om dit vir my voor te stel, maar dankie vir u voorstel. Daar is 'n voorsteller, raadslid Botha, kan ek 'n sekondant kry?
Second.
Baie dankie, die item word dan terugverwys. Goed. Ons het nou gekom aan die einde van ons operaatsagenda voor ons in komitee ingaan. Daar was 'n indikasie, Executive Mayor.
Speaker, dankie dat u my vergun om net iets te sê. Thank you that I just want to thank Councillor Porter for the way in which she conducted herself. She acted as a leader, always respectful. Obviously she's opposition, that's our job to differ and to debate and so on. But there's no need that you have to be rude while doing that. While doing your job, you don't have to be rude. So thank you for the way which you conducted yourself, and it was a privilege working with you.
Indeed. Indeed, thank you very much, Mayor. Yes, Councillor Porter, she has presented herself in council very, very, very well. Even this morning, I had to acknowledge her for her oversight. Dis 'n bewys, raadslede moet hulle agendas lees. En ek hou nie van as ons in 'n raadsvergadering is, dan is ons oor en weer stories met waninligting, verkeerde inligting en liegstories. En ek moes dit vanoggend vir haar sê en baie dankie ook raadslid Porter dat ons kon saamwerk. Goed. Ek gaan oorgee nou vir de raadslid Porter.
Dankie, Speaker. Speaker, ek wil ook net vir elkeen baie dankie sê. Ek praat Afrikaans in my moedertaal. Or maybe I should revert because for obvious reasons. I just want to say thank you to everybody. It was an absolute pleasure working with everybody. I will continue to pray that every decision in this council be made in the best interest of Mossel Bay and its community. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Porter. Councillor Porter, you may proceed with your motion. Thereafter, I'm going to ask Councillor Kwaza to present this.
Madam Speaker, I think I'm going to hand over to Councillor Gwaza first.
Well, okay.
As it is her first meeting as the whip of the ANC, I'm affording her the opportunity to go first. Thank you.
Prachtig, Chief Whip. You can go first, Councillor Kwaza.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Chief Whip. But you should start first, Chief Whip, because you requested first. And then, but it's fine, I'll go with mine. Madam Speaker, the motion of exigency, Rule 57, it goes, the greater of Mossel Bay people are suffering from asbestos and it causes serious health issues.
Thank you very much for introducing your subject matter. Can I ask for a seconder?
I second.
Okay, Councillor Mkonto. Any objections? Counter proposals? Thank you very much. You may proceed to read in your motion.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The asbestos roofs are compromising with the evidence of mold and leaking during the rainfall. creating an unsafe environment for the communities. Section 24 guarantees the right to an environment that is not harmful and healthy or well-being. We therefore, as an ANC, Madam Speaker, we therefore recommend that the municipality takes immediately action to remove and replace the asbestos roof in the affected communities. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Can I please have a seconder?
I second, Madam Speaker.
Tapula, I just want to also understand, so you're asking for asbestos roof to be removed across in the whole. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Executive Deputy Mayor, Mayor.
Speaker, thank you very much. Can I ask if we maybe can amend the motion that we ask the administration to look into the matter, because there's maybe concerns if we've got, we in terms of municipalities, we're not allowed to spend money on housing. So let them look into the matter and then maybe come up with a proposal, and then we bring it back as an item, and you obviously can carry that in.
Thank you very much. The Mayor is proposing an amendment to your proposal made, so that the administration have an opportunity to go look and see what best solutions can be taken. Yes, Councillor Botha, you want to second the Mayor's proposal?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I want to second the Mayor's proposal, specifically in regards that we need to check as a council that we do not exceed our powers in terms of legislation. So I would propose that we have the administration look at it. What is feasible, what is possible in terms of the rules, what can we do? It is a huge concern. Some of the older houses were built with asbestos, and we all know where asbestos starts to crack and crumble, it becomes a risk for our people. But let's take the responsible route and have them investigate for us and come back with what we can do as a council. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. There's just an amendment now. The DA is not against your motion. I would now have to ask you, Councillor Gwaza, if you accept the amendment made by the Mayor and seconded by Councillor Botha.
Yes, Madam Speaker, I do accept.
Thank you very much. Who supported it? Councillor De Bola?
Yes, Madam Speaker.
Okay. Thank you very much. We then resolved that the motion will be amended. You can please, I think you can just engage with the Chief Whip later on in terms of what needs to go to the administration. But thank you very much, Councillor Gwaza, that then resolve your motion of exigency. Okay, Councillor Botha.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. At this stage, before we bring our motion, I would just ask your indulgence for a 20-minute caucus.
20-minute caucus. Councillor Gwaza. Councillor Gwaza and then Councillor Mkuntu. Mayor?
Madam.
Dank ek gaan nou die caucus toestaan sweep.
I think, Madam Speaker, before they can go that long caucus, they need to also give us a theme, so that so that we can also have going through what they are saying. But Madam Speaker, the other thing, they must also, if they are taking that long, they must also plan to buy food for us.
Nee. Raadslid Konto, ons is nou nie by catering. Glad.
Madam Speaker, there are some issues, or not issues, some concerns in our motion. So before I introduce the topic, it might be substantively different. So before I open up with the process in terms of Rule 57, I would like to have my caucus first, please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Um, the DA has indicated that they first need to have a caucus because there might possibly be some amendments to the subject matter. Please, colleagues, 20-minute caucus by the DA. The rest of the councillors can have a cup of tea.
Burgemeester, het gaat niet over die bedrag doen, hè? Gaat het over die bedrag? Ja.
Kijk, ons moet net samen raadslid poortaliteit, een foto van ik en MM en burgemeester en onderburgemeester wat.
Ik was nou al achter. Oh. Dat wil ik nog eens zien. Hallo. Ba. À, chị quay cover.
Thank you very much, councillors. We are ready to reconvene. The Democratic Alliance has asked for a 20-minute caucus, and I'm now going to allow for Councillor Potter to give his feedback to council. Thank you very much, Councillor Potter.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you for your indulgence as well as that of all other parties present. I think when we deal with the matter now, you will understand the complexity of the issue. And Madam Speaker, in terms of Rule 57, the purpose of this item is for Council to consider recognition to all the dedicated officials who contributed during the fighting of the fire in Mossel Bay in January 2026.
Thank you very much for introducing your subject matter. Can I please ask for a proposal?
I'll second, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Is there any objection or counter proposal from anybody? Thank you very much, Councillor Potter. You may proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We all know that the Mossel Bay area was ravaged by fires during early January 2026, with officials working tirelessly under harsh and dangerous conditions. On the 8th of January 2026, more than 70 firefighters were on the ground, and they were assisted by, amongst others, law enforcement, SAPs, private individuals, local farmers, neighborhood watch groups, the NSRI, working on fire, and with the JOC being the operational throughput for the fire containment efforts. The dry conditions and wind potency contributed to the fire, necessitating the deployment of aerial firefighting, being 2 helicopters, 1 spotter and 1 bomber, to assist in fighting the fire and safeguarding life and property. The land area affected by the fires is an estimated 23 kilometers squared, and is estimated that 12 homes were lost in the fires and multiple other structures suffered damage, with many homes that were threatened by the fires. Multiple homes were evacuated, with the community coming together and supporting these families with accommodation and relief aid. Many officials worked long, exhausting hours and assisted beyond their scope of duties to ensure that the safeguarding of life and property. With due consideration thereof, it is proposed that this extraordinary effort be acknowledged and that consideration be given to the allocation of a once-off gift voucher of 1,500 Rand to each of these officials involved in the effort in terms of the municipality's reward and recognition policy. This voucher is a token of appreciation from the municipality to these officials based on valor and the achievement of outstanding performance based on accomplishment, rating and accolades received. This was achieved by outstanding and dedicated performance during the fires, often placing themselves in danger by keeping the residents of Mossel Bay safe. In multiple instances, they prevented the fire from jumping over to the Kwa area as well. A list of officials from disaster and fire management, from traffic services, as well as others officials who were involved during the containment efforts was compiled and will serve as an annexure to this motion. It is proposed that a voucher be allocated to each of these officials identified, and that it be noted that sufficient provision has been made in the 2025-2026 operating adjustment budget for the allocation under vote number 9-303 216-17162. To make provision that no official involved has been omitted, it is proposed that the delegated powers be awarded to the municipal manager in consultation with the chief financial officer to allocate gift vouchers to the amount of 1,500 to any deserving official who has not been named on the list. In addition, it is proposed that the possibility of a standby allowance for emergency services personnel be further investigated, and that a separate item in this regard to be submitted to Council for consideration. The recommendation is thus as follows. 1. That in order to express the municipality's gratitude toward all officials who were involved during the early January 2026 fire containment efforts, a once-off gift voucher in terms of the municipality's reward and recognition policy to the amount of 1,500 Rand be allocated to all officials identified in the annexure attached to this motion. 2. That this voucher is a token of appreciation from the municipality to these officials based on the valor and the achievement of outstanding performance for their accomplishment, rating and accolades received. This was achieved by outstanding and dedicated performance during the fires, often placing themselves in danger, and by keeping the residents of Mossel Bay safe. 3. that to make provision that no official involved has been omitted, delegated powers be awarded to the municipal manager in consultation with the chief financial officer to allocate the gift voucher of 1,500 to any other deserving official who has not been named in the annexure list. 4, that it be noted that sufficient provision has been made in the 2025-2026 operating adjustment budget under vote number 9-303-216-17162 for the proposed expenditure. 5, that a recognition ceremony be held in the town hall and that delegated powers be awarded to the municipal manager to make and approve logistical arrangements in this regard. 6, that the possibility of a standby allowance for emergency services personnel be further investigated and that a separate item in this regard to be submitted to council for consideration. 7, that the application be made to the South African Local Bargaining Council Western Cape for exemption in terms of clause 18.3 of the collective agreement on conditions for service of SAL GBC Western Cape Division to allow that ex gratia amounts may be paid in extraordinary circumstances such as firefighting efforts described and that may be justified as a matter of fairness and public policy. 8, that in addition to the voucher, a letter of appreciation be sent to all identified officials, thanking them for their service. That is my motion, Madam Speaker, and it is important to note that we as a council, unfortunately, cannot interfere with what the local bargaining councils decide. So this is our effort to recognize our workers and to also communicate our frustrations with local bargaining council rules about how we as a council can recognize and reward our own staff when they work tirelessly throughout the night, being there with the people on the ground, preventing fires from jumping into other areas. I just feel that we need to acknowledge their extraordinary efforts and then recognize our own frustrations with the limited ways in which we can express our thanks. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Porter. Can I please have a seconder for the motion?
Speaker, thank you. I will gladly support. Second. And then I can just also, I don't think the community and many, let's say the larger community, they do not appreciate the difficulties and the intricacies with which one need to deal with in local government, with massive amount of legislation, and then you've even got Treasury that's sending memos that they also see as legislation. So we're supposed to be 3 spheres of government, but unfortunately, I was thinking of it the other day, it really feels like 3 tiers of government, that we're at the bottom and everybody thinks out new rules for us. So the whip was quite correct. We've got no say in collective bargaining, which gives you this regulations or rules where you can only remunerate specific people above specific T levels and so on. So, or under. So this is a way, and that's why it also took a while, this is a way within our policies that we can say thank you without breaking any rules. So I want to thank Mr. Prince, HR and the administration for trying to see how we can show our hardworking and loyal employees that we appreciate them. So thank you very much, and I think I definitely support the proposal. And then Mr. Johnson, welcome to you as well. And I can also, I don't know if you've listened to the State of the Province address last night, but the Premier made mention of Mossel and your team not once, twice. He mentioned the JOC, you mentioned your team visiting here twice. So thank you very much for you and your team, and please convey that message.
Thank you very much, Executive Mayor. Councillor van Dijk.
If you'll indulge me, I think I want to add to what the Mayor said and also the Chief Whip. And I think sometimes we forget to acknowledge the efforts of our firemen, traffic officers and law enforcement officers. And in this case, I'd like to just add something to make people realize what the worth is in terms of their loyalty. When I was looking at all the figures and I was looking at all the potential hours that we work, it counted to 1,145 hours. Dedicated service to this community. So thank you for the commitment that you've made. We appreciate that, and I will take that back to the 3 departments to tell them that we are saying thank you. But I think we need to acknowledge these people for what they're doing. We sometimes just think they're there, but we forget what they are actually doing. And I had a discussion with somebody yesterday where I said, do you know how many people we have on a shift? There are only so many people on a shift. And yet those people perform and make sure that they execute. So a big thank you to Council for making this decision. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Laat ek net gou die liggies afkry. Ek moet die prosedure reg hanteer. Ek het nou klaar afgewyk. Goed, there has been a proposal made by Councillor Botha. It has been seconded by the Mayor. Is there any counter proposal? No objection. All right, I'm going to allow now for discussions. Thank you very much, Councillor Kwaza. You may proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Can we please have caucus meeting, asking for 5 minutes caucus meeting?
5 minutes.
Yes, Madam Speaker.
Okay, thank you very much. Caucus granted for the ANC for 5 minutes. Thank you, Councillor Kwaza. If you can take your seats. Onderburgemeester, kan u na die sitplek toe kom asseblief? Nee, moenie nou sê burgemeester is in die pad nie. Hy is daar op die verhoog. Thank you very much, councillors. The ANC have asked for a caucus. We are now going to reconvene. And then the MM would also like to share some input. Councillor Kwaza, can you please present to council your input?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will hand it over to Councillor Majesini. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councillor Machisini.
Mandibulele, Madam Speaker. Mandikale ngokuthi inhle lento eyenziwayo base ngenxa banyane aba bantu bayasebenza sike sibabone nathi xa besebenza becima amatyotyombe behamba kwindawo apho kungahambeki kodwa laa mntu angene phaa banceda abantu into esinomdla ke siyi-ANC ukuqonda ingabe imali sizayithatha kweliphi icala kuze le nto yonke siyavumelana nayo kodwa into esicela uyazi uba imali izawuvela kweliphi icala sesikwazi ukuba sibanike ngoba siqhela ubona apha benikwa abantu i-award ngenxa yemisebenzi emihle abayenzileyo kodwa ke sibe singazi thini imali ivela kweliphi icala besicela nje ucacelwa apha
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Councillor Machisini, for your question of clarity. MM, the council is asking where will the money come from?
Speaker, I don't know whether I must say it, but we intend to take the upper limits for the councillors. We take it from there. No, Speaker, I see the media is in the house. Let's sit in the light of it. No, Councillor, Speaker, there is budgeted for the money. It's on the budget. We won't pay money out which is not on the budget. It will be irregular. It will be, then I will be in big trouble, yeah. But the money is there, Councillor. You don't have to worry about it.
Thank you very much for your clarity, MM. I'm going to ask the Mayor to address us now.
Speaker, thank you. I can then, obviously we've got two budgets, a capital and operational budget. And I think the item mentioned that it's from the operational budget that mentions a vote. So the idea is obviously of MM and the team to see how they can create savings in the operational budget, and this is obviously from the savings. On the capital budget, obviously we measure them and we want them to spend all of that money. And that's according to their performance agreements as well. And they get their bonuses as well on that spending. So there they must spend, but on the operational they must save. And this is from that savings, I think.
Thank you very much for your input made and the clarity provided. Councillor Kiewit.
Speaker, ek wil net baie dankie sê vir hierdie initiative. Die gevare en die situasies waarin hierdie man in hardloop en jy sien dit met jou eie oë. Hulle kan hulle eie lewens verloor terwille van hulle werkomstandighede. En mens besef dat daar's nie 'n dankie wat jy kan sê vir hierdie mense wat hulle lewe opoffer vir ander mense nie. So in recognition van die ICDP dank ons hierdie firefighters en traffic officers en policemen en everybody else. Ek was daar en dit was verskriklik. So vir hulle om dit elke dag te face is enormous. So die ICDP ondersteun hierdie motion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Kiewit, for your inputs made. Councillor Blau.
Yeah, I just want to also latch on to what Councillor Kiewit has said. I think what sometimes we don't understand now that the fire is burnt out, the aftermath of it all. In the trauma experience that these firefighters have to go through. So I'm also applauding the person who came up with this idea to reward these officials and also all of them that are worthy of this little bit of recognition. Yeah, like I said, there's going to be some time to rebuild. While we are moving on with our lives and the smoke is not in the air, there is still some rebuilding to be done. And so we applaud those that the work. Esikoza, thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Blau, for your contributions. Raadslid Potter.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I want to concur what the previous councillor said. It was enormous danger for our firefighters in this town. And we want to acknowledge them and just to say thank you. We appreciate what you've done. And also thank you for the for the person or the persons involved for initiating this proposal. And for that, the Patriotic Alliance is in agreement and support it. Thank you,
Thank
Speaker.
you very much, Councillor Potter, for your input. The municipal manager has got one last bite before we then conclude on the motion.
Speaker, nee, ek wil net van my kant af baie dankie sê vir die raad. Die jaar is my 30ste jaar in die organisasie, Speaker, en dit is lekker om vir 'n goeie organisasie te werk. 'n Organisasie wat jy weet wat omgee vir sy werknemers. 'n Organisasie wat lojaal is teenoor sy werkgewers, Speaker. Wees verseker, so 'n organisasie en meneer Johnson sit nou, hy moes hom eintlik verskoon het vir die item want sy naam is op die lys, maar ons gaan hom vergewe vandag, Speaker. Hy sit daar met groot trots. Joey, baie dankie vir jy en jou manne, Henry en sy manne. Ons praat altyd, burgemeester, ek sal altyd sê dat Mosselbaai is goed, raadslidnetjie. Maar nie net omdat ons 'n goeie raad het nie. En as ek praat van ons goeie raad, dan praat ons van almal om die tafel. Omdat ons goeie amptenare ook het. En burgemeester het reeds genoem, vandaan doen ons het goeie gemeenskapslede. Maar Speaker, ek gaan ook my plig versaak as ek nie die geleentheid gebruik, burgemeester, om ook vir MMC klein mannetjie baie dankie te sê. Vir die, ek kan dit maar vir hom sê. MMC van Dijk, Speaker, hy het groot werk gedoen. Nou ek het uit die sneeu uitgekom uit Duitsland uit, loop ek mee in die vure vas en toe ek by die jog kom, toe is hy en Joey daar. Nou Joey was in charge geweest, maar hy het so nou en dan het hy ook 'n paar shots gekom, veral met die publiek buitekant, Speaker, en dit is, mens kan nie dit in geldwaarde meet nie, Speaker. Ek is baie dankbaar vir my 30 jaar wat ek hier kon volmaak. Baie dankie vir die raad en ons het nou gesien, dis nie net een party nie, dis al die partye wat gesê het, hulle heg baie groot waarde aan die belangrikste resource wat ons het naamlik ons werkgewer. Baie dankie, Speaker, ons waardeer dit. Baie dankie vir julle as die raad.
Thank you very much, Municipal Manager. Now the media has got to get this right because Council resolved and Council unanimously support the motion that was brought by Councillor Botha and seconded by the Executive Mayor, and there is no objection to it. I think we are all in agreement that our officials really, in this case, did exceptionally well, and also Councillor Van Dijk. Yes, again, on behalf of Council, you've done a sterling job. I was also there. And sometimes we tend to just acknowledge the work that councillors do, so also from my side. Thank you very much. On that note, that concludes the business of today. Die open agenda. Ons gaan nou in komitee. So we're asking the public and the rest of the officials to just excuse council as we move into in committee. Baie dankie vir u tyd.